Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, citizens, lend me your ears because it is my distinct pleasure, as always, to welcome you down to Klean Studios, the heart of music and culture in Roanoke, for another episode of the Biscuits and Gravy podcast. Of course, I am your host, Eric Reynolds, and tonight I have a very special musical guest to start the episode. Our very good friend, Mr. NMB Dan, is here to show us how it go.
This is a clean production.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Rolling upside in the back of the whip. I'm high as a bitch, you know how it go. Of course I with your bitch, no ball in the VIP. We already lit, that's just how it go. On a mission for chicken, you won't catch me slipping. I'm staying persistent and keep me in pole. We running up checks and I clean up my mess. I feel I'm the best, that's just how it go. Rolling upside in the back of the whip. I'm high as a bitch, you know how it go. Of course I with your bitch, no ball in the VIP. We already lit, that's just how it go. On a mission for chicken, you won't catch me slipping. I'm staying persistent and keep me in pole. We running up checks and I clean up my mess. I feel I'm the best, that's just how it go. Wood after wood, boy, I'm smoking so good. My money stacked tall, damn it look like a book. I'm misunderstood, but I'm living so good. When I hop in the booth, make shit hot, I'm a cook. Stack money on money, they living so funny. I'm standing on business, you can't take shit from me. Keep working my Duffy, you high on one puffy. I'm slaying like Buffy, you banging them threes. I'm feeling so high just like Kobe. These punches gon' hit hard like Triple G. I'm never gon' cap, you better believe. I'm not JB, little bitches in a beat. And I be dressing, not talking blue cheese. Keep that fire on me, burn like 3rd degree. Stay with some gunners and I'm keeping it peace. She call me for D, boy, I'm hot in these streets. Get high every day, you already know. That's just how I go, that's just how I go. Too cold with the flow, you already know. That's just how I go, that's just how I go. I keep me a pole, you already know. That's just how I go, that's just how I go. I'm copping them bows, you already know. That's just how I go, that's just how I go. Rolling upside in the back of the whip. I'm high as a bitch, you know how it go. Of course I with your bitch, no ball in the VIP. We already lit, that's just how it go. On a mission for chicken, you won't catch me slipping. I'm staying persistent and keep me a pole. We running up checks and I clean up my mess. I feel I'm the best, that's just how it go. Rolling upside in the back of the whip. I'm high as a bitch, you know how it go. Of course I with your bitch, no ball in the VIP. We already lit, that's just how it go. On a mission for chicken, you won't catch me slipping. I'm staying persistent and keep me a pole. We running up checks and I clean up my mess. I feel I'm the best, that's just how it go.
This is a clean production.
Put your motherfucking hands together for the one and only NMB Dan down here gracing the Biscuits and Gravy stage with some unreleased heat. That's right. Right down here in the Biscuits and Gravy studio, we've got unreleased heat for you, okay? And that's just for you B&G fans, okay? Before it hits the streaming platforms, okay, nobody else has got it. A sneak peek right here. Our very good friend, NMB Dan. Dude, talk to me about that song. That's a clean beat. Dude, talk to me about that song. So that one's like, you guys did that like a week ago?
Yeah, it was probably about a week ago, and I was listening to the beat. I've heard it a lot. You know, I was at a gym. I was like, I want to make something different. So 30 minutes later on the treadmill, I had that ready to go.
It's just how it go, right?
That's just how it goes.
That's just how it goes.
It just hits me. I never plan when I'm going to write music. It just, whenever it hits, it is what it is.
We get right to it, and you get right to it down here in Klean Studios. But stay put. Don't go anywhere. Don's going to be back after the break to give us some more music. But we got a wonderful guest. Wellness Wayne is down here in the building. We're going to ask him a bunch of questions. Don't go anywhere. Don't touch that dial. This is Biscuits and Gravy. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back from that little musical break. Of course, we had the wonderful NMB Dan on. Can I get some crowd noise from him? That was excellent. And NMB is hanging around, so he will give us another little musical treat at the break. So don't go anywhere. But this afternoon we have a special guest. This is Wellness Wayne.
Wellness Wayne,
Wellness
yes.
Wayne.
In the house.
Make some noise for Wellness Wayne, everybody.
Thank y'all for
Please.
having me. Appreciate y'all
Please.
having me, man.
Please. Welcome down to Klean Studios, man.
Yeah, this is nice, man. It's clean.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I like
Absolutely.
With a K.
Clean with a K, baby.
No, so Max this was like a kind of impromptu thing. So it's cool to kind of get you down here and get to meet you. I'm meeting you for the first time. I love doing this.
I appreciate the hospitality and everything that's going on. So, welcoming me while I'm coming down to town. I come here every so often to play golf. So I'm a member of a club out here. So I just tapped in with Max. I was going to come touch base with him and see about a little song that we had started to work on a few months back. So it just worked out perfectly. Y'all were doing this, and I'm able to have something to say, I guess. And y'all invited me in your Klean Studios.
Absolutely.
It's awesome to meet you. So let's jump on in the golf game then. So where are you playing golf at?
I play golf here. I play at Ballyhack.
Ballyhack?
Yeah, local club.
How's Ballyhack?
Ballyhack is really nice.
Yeah?
Really nice. Yeah, they do a very good job over there. It's part of the Dormy Network. And they have clubs all over the United States. So maybe 7 clubs, and they just built another one out in Nebraska. So I was in San Antonio in January playing at a special event there for 56 members. So that was cool. And I met a couple local members out here. So they asked me to come out and join them. The weather's going to be nice, 70 degrees, spring has sprung.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
so I'm going to go out here and enjoy it.
Cool, man.
What do you typically shoot, Wellness Wayne?
I'm a 7 handicap now, so I can shoot from 74 to 84 is normally
That's a
my
good
bad
day
round.
out.
So,
That's a good day out.
That ain't chump change, man.
No, 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 it's not.
You know the game.
Yeah. Well, I learned the game inside out, so I started caddying when I was 13
Oh wow.
in Atlanta. So,
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So I was there I moved down there when I was 12 from the Northern Virginia area, and I lived there for 12 years, and I started caddying on a course out there. So I kind of learned the game inside out. So you save a lot of strokes by knowing where to putt and how to putt. So that's kind of one of the first things that I kind of locked in my brain was how to read putt. So I lower a lot of my strokes. Most of my strokes gained back are on the putting surface. Most of my strokes lost are off the tee box or something like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I'm getting better, I didn't play golf though until I was 26. So I worked in golf for 13 years and never hit a ball.
Wow. Never hit one
Hit a ball. But
what got you into it?
It was a job fair in my high school. So, backstory: my dad had a brain tumor, and that's really why I left this area to move down there. My parents separated at the time, so I needed to work at an early age. So I started working on a golf course. I went to a job fair. I wasn't trying to work at a fast food restaurant, so that kind of led me to the outdoors thing, and I love the outdoors. You know what I mean? So it kind of just was a match. I just follow where the energy takes me. So they were talking all the words and the vibrations that I like to hear. So I went outside and started carrying these bags for these rich folks. You know what I mean? I learned a lot though. You know what I mean? I learned a lot. My consciousness was opened up about, levels of money, class systems and things like that. So I wasn't very much aware of those at that time. So seeing that, getting introduced to that, it was shocking, but I needed to grow up at the time anyway, so it all worked out like it was supposed to work out. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's how I started on that grass, carrying bags, to now being a member. We have caddies at my course, and I play a lot of courses with caddies. So, every time I go out there, I feel some sort of way. You know what I mean? I still got to thank God about how things work out and how I was built. To not stay in one situation, but to keep trying to graduate and elevate. I seen what they were doing, so I said, let me go do what they doing. You know? So now I'm doing what they're doing.
That's cool, man.
And it's cool. You know what I mean?
That.
So yeah.
So what's your favorite thing about golf?
Being outside. Yeah, and it's a challenge. Let me stop. I'm a competitor. I played soccer at a small school in Georgia, and I tried out semi-pro for the Atlanta Silverbacks, and I just have a competitive nature within me, so I always have. So it's kind of, I fractured my ankle a couple times. I don't play basketball anymore and no more soccer, really. So it was something that I could do every day, be outside. I walk 7 to 8 miles. And I'm challenging myself, even if I go play by myself. It's one of the most challenging sports I've ever had to attempt to play. So
absolutely,
the concentration level you need. I do a little microdose of mushrooms, hit a J before I go, throw on some Bob Marley, and I just walk the course and,
Yeah.
and play. You know what I mean? Every
Feeling
now and then
good.
you do,
Yeah.
every now and then you play well. You
Yeah,
know, but
yeah.
all in all, it's a good day.
Yeah.
So
Can't beat that.
nah, not at all, not at all.
Dude, hell yeah. Well, talk to me about that then too. Is it so hitting a J before playing golf? I think a lot of people would say would be almost impossible for them.
For them, yes.
But then I've heard some people say like it's the perfect companion to golf.
It
Like,
is. I have a couple of
it's-
friends that play really well, and they calibrate themselves from
Yeah.
time to time, normally off of a wellness product that I've provided for them, you know what I mean? So they enjoy elevating themselves in a higher nature and almost like removing the tension off of the game at the same time, you know what I
Gotcha.
mean? Because that's, I think, the after caddying for so many people, a lot of golfers that aren't very good, they get very intimidated by the game itself, you know what I mean? Not to mention you're swinging a club that's this big and a ball this small, you have to hit perfectly in order to make it go straight. So really kind of taking the thoughts out and putting the body in autopilot is kind of what the herb allow you to do. And it allows you to take in the nature and all the other aspects that's going on. So you're not fully focused and engulfed in just the golf game itself and not really taking into consideration the fact that the sun is shining. There's all kind of wild animals out here, you know what I mean? And then you get to walk in the midst of all of this and, you know, chase your ball around. So,
Wow. So it's bigger than golf.
yeah, for me. You
It's
know, I
bigger
can't
than
speak
golf.
for everybody, but
Yeah.
yeah, for me, everything is bigger than what it seems.
That's very
you know what I
cool.
mean?
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
So I'll use that to kind of to transfer into the wellness thing then. So like kind of like that feeling of presence, you know, of kind of you know, taking a second to smell the roses, if you will. Is that kind of what you're looking for kind of in the wellness business? Like is that kind
Yeah,
of what
that's
got
what
you
I'm
into
looking
it?
to actually transmit that actual program, that thought process into everyone that I deal with or come across. You know, if I come into the presence of anyone, it's not like super random as we may think or not take into consideration. So I view life almost like a Venn diagram, and if I can take care of myself and my circle whenever I cross somebody else's circle, we can come together on some similarities, and then we could also, you know, maybe learn something from each other within the midst of that. So I try to take every interaction in life to a higher level, or kind of like look into it a little more to see what the actual meaning of the interaction was. And if it's no meaning for me, then maybe I could be a meaning for somebody else, you know what I mean? So I just want everybody to really understand certain things or overstand and have another perspective on life and what's going on. So
absolutely.
it's multiple layers. If you peel them back, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can see some things.
Wow.
Cool.
Very cool. Well, I gotta ask this: why do they call you Wellness Wayne? I need to know the story behind this.
Well, I kind of started a business in 2019 called Wayne's Wellness Group, and I had the idea to network with a lot of holistic practitioners in different areas. I was traveling a lot. You know, I'm finding that as I increase my vibrational frequency, I end up in areas with people with that same vibration. So I meditate a lot. I learned all of these things actually from the Bible, and I'm no longer like really in any religion or anything like that, but I thank God that that's where I picked up certain good habits, you know what I mean? I don't, like, again, I peel back the layers. I don't take everything for face value or for surface level, you know what I mean? It's not even a book, it's a bunch of books. So there's a bunch of perspectives about lives. So I took it as that, and you know what I mean? So I started to meditate at an early age. My dad with the brain tumor and everything, it kind of forced me into certain ways of doing things and saying prayers, and all I knew was the church and the Bible that I was reading at the time. So that's where the fasting came along, because that's what Yahshua or Jesus did, was fasted. And if they said this person was perfect and he had to fast, and I know damn well I got to fast, you know what I mean? So I had to do it fast. So getting into that at an early age, when I was around 26 was my first fast. And then I started to be attracted to more wellness information. So then I just started to dive into everything. I was already I just tried out for the semi-pro soccer team. So I started doing P90X. I was working on changing some things out of my diet. I was still eating a lot of bad things, you know what I mean, that I learned later on down the line. But I was cleaning up my waters. I found out that they not the best waters, but I was transitioning
Right.
at its levels, you know what I mean, to everything. So as I learned these things, I started to incorporate them in my life, and I didn't really talk a lot then. And after I got a lot of information and applied those things to my life and seen things change, then I was able to recommend certain things, or people seeing the way that I was different a little bit. So it all was surrounded around holistic health, you know what I mean? Chakra healing, energy, light, all of these things were what I was surrounding myself with, and I was learning more. So I adopted it as something that I'm just, going to help coach people into, because I actually transitioned out of the other stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And those that know me before and know me now can, put a stamp on that for me per se, if anybody was to ask. But that's all I do now, is just engulf myself in that type of lifestyle. So I still on occasion will eat meat and things like that, but I know how long the system takes to process these things. So if I'm going to indulge, like coming out on a golf trip, then I'll go a few weeks without having it or something like that.
Oh, wow.
But all of these things came about over time, and that during that time, my travels, people know me. I started the business, like I said, in 2019. So now, after they know me and hang out with me, they call me Wellness after that.
That's crazy.
By my business, you know what I mean? So, it is what it is.
Promoting wellness. I love it. No, that was a great answer. No, that gave me a good picture of it,
So,
man. That's amazing.
So what does meditation look like for you? Because I know it looks different for everybody.
It does. Well, it's again layers to that. It's what I have time for. You know what I mean? I know how much time I have for certain layers of this meditation.
Yeah.
So if I'm in my car, I can still put the body in autopilot and still pay attention to the mountains as I'm riding down here, and thanking God that, there's no fog in the sky and the clouds are nice and there's a beautiful sunset, you know what I mean? All of those things. And that's a form of meditation. I'm just being thankful for what I'm being able to experience in this life. So that's a form. It started off as praying on my knees, you know what I mean?
Wow.
In bad situations. So when my dad would have seizures, after I would help him up, I would pretty much just go pray. I didn't know what else to do at the time. So that's where it started. After that, it's been learning how to breathe. And that was really where I unlocked something. It was breath work. And the more I learned in different spiritual modalities, is that the breath is the key to the spirit. So remembering to breathe is the main thing, and knowing how. So I do guided breath meditations were the beginning, and now I know how to do that. So I just go directly into that, and I can get into a deep meditation pretty quickly. So, but for most, I recommend just following a guided meditation, breath work on YouTube, and it helps a lot of people get better rest, find clarity in different situations and things like that. So, different for everybody, but there are levels. So you have to grow into some of these things or all of these things. So just like anything.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What a great answers.
I know.
Yeah, great answers.
This man's covering all
great
angles.
answers.
We don't have to pry. We ask one question and he answers you answer all my follow-ups before I can even get to them. So I love that.
I think meditation is awesome. It's something that I really am trying to get into. It's hard though, I think, for a lot of people to kind of slow down, and that's what I find difficult about it, is just being able to kind of be alone with yourself for a little while.
Yeah, for sure. So it's somewhat uncomfortable at first, you know what I mean, to really sit with your thoughts and then analyze what your brain is saying. You know what I mean? And a lot of people consider their brain who they are. You know what I mean? I would differ that. I would say, watch, there's a video on YouTube, KRS-One was speaking to a crowd, and he had everyone close their eyes and actually tell themselves something without using their mouth, and then asked everybody to open up their eyes and said, who said that and how did you hear it? You didn't use your mouth and you didn't use your ears. Was it you that did that, or was it your brain? Because now you control the actual thought process. So you have to know that you're not your brain, you're another entity. So if you can learn to actually get behind the driver's seat and start to control the thoughts you latch on to, the brain is like a memory bank, a CPU or something like that. You know what I mean? So if you can learn to actually be the user of it and not let it use you, it's a different thing. So getting into that breath work now starts your concentration on a modality or something that your body does that you don't really think about. I don't know the actual scientific term for that. I forget what it is. Or So it's a secondary thing. But if you make it a primary thing,
Right.
then you start to come into conscious understanding of your reality. You know what I mean? And then that's all you're doing is focusing on that. So time goes by and you're now separating from your thoughts because you're actually consciously focusing on something. So you did all of this, you know what I mean? And you focused on just this and didn't have thoughts about the other things going on in your life because you sat down and did this.
Right.
Sit down and do that, you know what I mean? And turn everything else off. And then, you can get some really good answers for everything you got going on. You can start doing some projection and planning about what you have going on. And then that's when the law of attraction kicks in.
Yeah.
And then you speaking life into existence and all kind of other stuff gets to cracking after
crazy.
that.
Hell yeah. Hell
That's-
yeah.
Jeez.
So talk to me about how, like, the meditation and, like you said, kind of the projection and the attraction. Tell me how that plays into, like, the business aspect. So, like, so you found your business 2019.
Mm-hmm.
You got the wellness group. Tell me kind of how that came about. how that did that start in meditation and that kind of manifested from there.
Yeah, everything comes from that for me at that point in time. You know what I mean? We're going 2019. I don't even know how old I was then. Maybe 30, 34. So 26 to 34 from that fast, you know what I mean, and moving into transitioning or being attracted to, or, the universe, God delivering things or experiences and tools in my pathway. It kind of led me from marketing for a vitamin company that does customized vitamin regimens and things like that. They have DNA tests and do all of this. So I still incorporate them for people who take supplements, you know what I mean? Because I recommend them. They do a 30-day money back guarantee or 60-day or something like that. And then they also have third parties come in and test all of them. So went from there to actually doing a personal training. I was doing P90X all the time. So I'm in the gym 6 days a week. So I got my personal trainer's license, and then I started to learn about the nutrition aspect and started to dive into that. And I learned about the herbs and all of their usages. And I stopped, eating a lot of the foods. And then actually in meditation, it's like, let's just do this. You know what I mean? This is it. So then I did a chakra healing for the first time. And the person doing it actually said, while they were connecting to my spiritual guides, they said that the spiritual guides were actually cheering for me and I was on the correct path that they have designed or I've designed for my life in another level. You know what I mean? If you get into that, that's a whole nother level. You know what I mean?
Wow, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I will actually. I'll ask you to elaborate there. So, tell me about this experience, kind of like
That.
Kind of getting that message.
Yeah, of confirmation.
Yeah.
Like whenever you can get confirmation, and that intermediate or chakra healer that I was dealing with also recommended that I go see other chakra healers. I've done quantum hypnosis therapy in California, so I've seen different people in different aspects. And I have a really good friend, and she's been ordained as a priestess in Nigeria through the Yoruba tribe and things like that. So she's a high Reiki therapist, and she's done work with me and all the time. I rarely have any energy centers that are going the opposite way or that are not working. Yeah. And they've never had anything bad to say ever. So I haven't been warned about anything. I've only been encouraged and pushed to do certain things. And I spend a lot of time in meditation though, and I focus on a lot of things, and I've done a lot of cleaning of stuff. So I feel as if I'm going in the proper direction already, and it's almost feels like the path of least resistance. So I can kind of confirm to myself that I'm moving in the right direction. And when I get those other confirmations on a higher level, then I'm really happy. I go to my space and I thank God again. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. Absolutely.
Everything comes full circle with that.
Yeah, for sure.
Very cool.
Yeah.
No, I like what you said kind of about the path of least resistance. I think it's, we are kind of where we're meant to be, and sometimes it's like we forget that, but it's we like to think about it when it's all going bad, it's like, oh, I deserve this, but then when things are going good,
Ain't that a
we
funny
forget
thing?
to say,
Ain't that a funny thing?
I'm meant to be right here.
Ain't that a funny thing?
It
you know
is.
what I mean?
It is.
Because what is bad though? Because it's either comfortable. I like to think of it as comfortable and uncomfortable.
Okay.
The uncomfortable experiences are the ones that teach us certain things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you were designing a way to teach yourself something, would you do it in a way that was just comfortable for you to just go along? Would you think that you were going to learn anything in that manner?
No.
You would make it a little more difficult or challenging in order to learn your way, navigate your space, have to go over here or have multiple thoughts and go in multiple directions to pick up multiple tools to actually get you back on the path that you're designed to do. And then, time is a man constraint, so you can think of your life in a short period or a long period. I choose to project myself over 120. So then time slows up. I'm not really thinking. That's why I couldn't remember what year it is, how old I am, like, because I'm not on. I don't celebrate the birthdays and do all of that type of jazz because it helps you remember, because they say how old you are, not how young you are. You know what I mean? So, and these are a play on words, and words are vibrations.
Very true.
And if everything's a vibration, then you must speak and use the right ones, you know what I mean, to be on some serious tip. But
that's a very good point.
Yeah, so these are, you got to watch what you say, watch what you think, because it's all about the actual interaction with the words and how you play them. So
absolutely,
again, every motion is drawn up by how you're interacting with your past experiences, your current, and the thoughts you have of what you're experiencing. So learn to use the right words and describe your experience in a positive manner, no matter how uncomfortable it gets.
Love that. God damn.
Straight up.
Give me some yes. Thank you. Thank you.
It deserves an applause.
No, that's great though. I really like the point that you made, that especially kind of like in educating yourself, that that comfort is not always the best. And I think that we've kind of just in, to get broad real quick, the education in general, I think comfort has become the norm.
Yes.
And I think that, people are less people are less able to kind of seek that discomfort in order to learn.
For sure.
And I think that that's a very good point.
It will keep you where you're at.
Yeah. Absolutely.
No progression. No progression that way.
Well, and no progression is actually falling behind, because just like taxes and inflation, they don't go down. You know what I mean? The cost of living keeps increasing.
Absolutely.
So even if you stay the same and put something to the side,
falling
that
behind.
stuff you put to the side is still losing right now. You know what I mean? Time is just gonna eat that up. So what you doing? You know what I mean? What are you doing with your time?
Very true. Very true.
As soon as you get comfortable, it's when time keeps on slipping.
It does.
Time keeps on
slipping.
Hey.
Hey,
Into the future.
come on,
For those that aren't familiar with the Steve Miller Band,
come on,
get familiar.
get familiar.
Get familiar.
I need to get familiar.
That's a good one.
I do.
You ever heard that one?
I mean, you know me.
You know where you can get it from?
Huh.
The first Space Jam soundtrack.
Really?
In Space Jam?
Is that what it's Space Jam 1?
No.
Yeah.
No way.
Part of the soundtrack, man.
That's
really?
incredible.
If my memory doesn't
know that
fail
too?
me,
That's
I
incredible.
didn't know that.
That is incredible.
I did not know that. That's a good fact.
God bless America. That movie had a good soundtrack.
oh yes, it did.
A
The
very
movie
good
was
soundtrack.
amazing.
R. Kelly was on there, you know.
That is,
I believe I can fly. You know the message. Don't kill the
it's-
message or don't get.
Right.
Get the message.
Hey, no, the message
Here
is
at
great.
Biscuits and Gravy, we believe in separating the art from the artist, you know, in cases where
Disclaimer.
In that case, especially.
Straight
especially.
up.
We
and a
won't
few
talk
more.
about.
We're gonna have a few more. So we'll leave that alone.
We won't talk about R. Kelly. We won't talk about Diddy.
We don't talk
We're not
about
gonna
that.
touch Diddy with a 10-foot pole.
Take
you know?
that.
All I'll say is
We could.
all I'll say is what 50 said. He said, Diddy gonna want to party? Don't party with Diddy. That's it. dude.
Dang.
Don't go
I'm not
party
on
with
social
Diddy.
media right now, so I actually got this information from somebody third
Yeah,
party just
yeah.
recently. So I'm out the loop. So I
That's
didn't
the
know
best
about
way to
any
get
of
it.
it.
That's the best way to get it.
Yep. They are on his ass.
Yeah,
I'll just put it that way.
He's got
Just
God.
maybe deservingly so. So
Yeah, we'll
again, we'll
see.
leave that.
The justice system will decide. You know,
Called in the Justice League. baby.
I mean, for real. For real.
Oh my goodness! No, I saw somebody said that they were gonna hit him with the Frico trial instead of Rico.
Oh no! Stop. That's a good one though.
I was like, okay, that's tough.
It's all getting too real.
Yeah, it's getting
Social media is making it way
wild.
crazier.
wild as pop.
Do everything, bro. That's how everything is, man. A lot of information, system overload.
All at
bro.
once.
That's what it is. And
Everything all at once.
I'm trying to move away from it because I've been thinking about it. I'm trying to shrink my communities. You know, I feel like we get thrown into, especially in social media, we get thrown into these like really big communities, and I feel like not like humans by nature seek community, but we don't seek these large communities. You know, we seek these communities where, you know, I can remember your name, I remember your face.
Very personal.
Yeah, I know what's going on in your life. You know,
Something intimate.
when you jump into like, you know, somewhere like social media, there's tens, thousands, millions of people. You know, millions of different perspectives.
Millions on millions.
And really, you know, the perspectives you should be caring about is, you know, first of all yourself. Second of all, you
come
know,
on, say that again.
First of all,
For
yourself.
the people in the back.
You know, second of all, you know, your family,
Self-care.
those people that you love, you know, maybe your friends. Again, if you love them, and then
They're your friends, you should love them.
you should, and then broader sense, you know, you should be caring about kind of what not really what your community thinks about you, but just what your community thinks in general, the movement of it, you know, where it's going.
I like that.
Because I you know, we have these systems and we just. You know, we're so big, you know, our country's so big. To think about that, 330 million people, you couldn't fit them in a concert space.
True.
You know, and it's, you know, I feel like we need to think about the people that we can reach out and touch a little
No
more.
doubt. I mean, we tend to live in more densely populated areas.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you come directly out of Roanoke, which is not a great big city, you know what I mean? I live in D.C. area, so I grew up in Atlanta. So these are
Right.
you
Big
know,
metropolitan.
Those are big metropolitan
big
areas.
cities. So and I hang out in L.A. and things like that. So when I get, it feels, you know, still countryside out here to me. Roanoke feels countryside, you know.
Compared to that, oh my goodness.
But it's like we're not really. There's so much land in between here and D.C. where nobody is. It's cattle land. You know what I mean? So we're not really that grand of a people. You know what I mean? We like to think of ourselves to a high level. You know what I mean? Some with a little ego thing.
We do.
You know, I'm on a mushroom. We tend to kill the ego off the mushrooms. You know, so that part I think we overestimate or overcompensate for ourselves. Like there's a lot more out there, and we're very much small. Your world is big.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's what is engulfed around you. You know what I mean? It's everything that you take in. That is what is your world. You know what I mean? But as far as this thing goes, man, there's a lot of untapped areas, a lot of untapped, you know, people and customs and information to pick up and learn if you know, get out of the way a little bit.
Absolutely. So I'll take that into asking you kind of. So you've done a lot of traveling. Where is one of your favorite places that you've been?
I went to Ghana in the pandemic 2020, December, and that was nice. It was a good experience. I went to the countryside, landed in the city side, which is their beach side. It's good to learn their culture and things of that nature. And then I went up to a friend's family's village, and it was about 8 hours north outside of the main city. So we traveled way up there. And then I actually purchased land there. I purchased 100 acres of land from their village. So that was a really unique experience.
Yeah.
In Ghana.
That's awesome.
Really?
That's really awesome.
Yeah. So I have this idea that I got in meditation for an industrial hemp project.
Yeah.
And I was looking for a large amount of land that I wouldn't have to go through too many stipulations if one of the hemp plants ended up budding and it had over 0.3% THC level. You know what I mean?
There's no auditors going to come and test your shit.
I'm not growing for that. They just legalized the marijuana process, but at the time, it was all hemp that I was thinking. And then my older brother had a friend who was family's from Ghana. So I ended up meditating on a trip to Africa, and I projected 10,000 acres is what I projected.
Wow.
So I didn't land on that just yet, but I did land on 100.
Started somewhere.
But you're working on it?
Huh?
You're working on it?
Yeah. We're getting. I'm not working on it. You know what I mean? I'm just waiting on it. Yeah.
Waiting on it. Exactly.
Yeah,
Take what comes to you.
So a lot of people don't know the difference between industrial hemp and you know, like the hemp that you smoke.
Yeah.
So talk. I think it'd be cool
the
to educate
marijuana
people.
plant or the cannabis plant that I'm smoking now is different from what I plan on growing. The one I plan on growing actually cleans the soil, cleans the air at a faster rate than pretty much any plant. And then if I chop it down before it buds, it leaves all of the nutrition in the soil. Yeah. And that can replenish the soil. So if we did it here in America, then if anybody had a crop rotation that they did hemp, it's projected that their previous crop they were growing, if they grew it after a run of hemp, will grow and give them almost a 15 to 20% more yield.
Wow.
It cleans the air, like I said, and cleans the soil.
Yeah.
And then my plan is to do building material with it. So
Yeah.
hemp concrete, hemp insulation, hemp
Wow.
rebar,
Yeah.
all of these type of things. I don't plan on producing them, but I wanted to produce enough fibers for industrialized companies that need to go green.
Yeah.
If we keep going the way we're going, they're gonna need to go green or get their tax break. They're gonna need to actually use or incorporate some of these fibers in what they do. So ultimately, I wanted to donate the seeds because the hemp seed actually is a complete protein. It has 10 grams of protein per serving. It has a shit ton of vitamins and nutrients. It has omegas 3 and 6 or 6 and 9. One of them as well, but it's
So kind of like a chia seed or a pumpkin seed, you could
pumpkin
incorporate
seeds I
into
use
your,
a lot of
into your
times.
diet.
Sunflower seeds,
Wow.
yeah. Chocho protein powder. It's a plant that grows in the Andes Mountains, and all of these things like you can find, and you can get. My protein shake in the morning is all plants, and it's 65, 70 grams of protein in a fruit drink.
Wow.
I think that's
incredible.
really cool because hemp is a very old hemp is
Talk to 'em.
humans have been using hemp for as long as we've been organizing together. I mean, if people that don't know, hemp is what a lot of rope is made of, natural fiber rope.
Yes, sir.
But like you said, it kind of has a lot of these secret benefits.
It was every farmer was in Virginia was forced to grow it.
Yes. Yeah,
But they needed it for the sails, for the sailboats, for the ships,
Right.
Things of that nature. So, excuse me. I mean, even in the early 1900s, they created hemp plastic for the cars, and it was better than the steel performed.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true or not. I don't think we've done too many tests, but I've heard of some tests for the hemp fiber rebar being just as strong or stronger than the steel rebar.
Wow.
That's
So
so
incredible. That's
interesting.
crazy.
Yeah, then you have
science is
hemp
crazy.
insulation that's fireproof.
Yeah.
Right.
Very much breathable. It might help with the bills and things like that. So there's a lot of things that I wanted to skip past by getting the land over there. My business partners in California asked me why I went there,
Yeah.
and I said I just don't want to jump through too many hoops.
Yeah, absolutely.
To get a product out. That's necessarily needed.
Yeah.
I don't want to be doing all of that stipulations and paying Tom, Dick, and Harry
Right.
all of this money just to grow and get these fibers. All I want is the fibers. I just want to strip the plant, take the seeds, give the seeds to the locals because it's a better fiber than a grain or corn or any wheat. It's better than all of that for you. It's better feed for your animals. It's better bedding for the animals.
Yeah.
It's a thousand
super crop.
reasons I could tell.
Yeah.
So there's benefit for them too.
Yes,
on the
man, it's
land,
benefit for everybody.
the land in their home country.
Yeah.
Yes, man, it cleans the air, it cleans
Absolutely.
the soil. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm trying to petition with some lobbyists I know to allow me to go in and actually get like toxic plants, power plants and stuff like that. They got land on the side of the building. Let me
grow
come in
hemp
there and
there.
grow some hemp.
Let's grow a
You know
little
what I
bit
mean?
there.
I'll kill some of the shit out the grass.
Yeah,
I'll
absolutely.
kill some of it from the
Wow,
air.
yeah.
We break it down. You can get your tax credit. I can go give these fibers to a building company.
Yeah.
And they can build material. They can use
Houses
it for
out
building
of them.
material.
Yeah. The infrastruccer.
I don't want to give away too much of my stuff. Y'all
No,
know how to-
don't-
I was gonna say, don't
give too much game
right
away.
Here.
Don't
Stamp
give too
them
much
with
game
patent
away.
information right here.
Don't give away too much game.
No, but I think
That's
that's
all good. I want everybody to do it, man. There's plenty
Absolutely.
of land. I can't get to everybody's
Yeah.
land.
Right,
I would love to be able to help everybody do it.
Right.
But I would also love if everybody just did it. Like I would like everybody
do
tear
it.
their grass up and
Yeah.
have a farm.
Right.
You know what I mean? And grow your own vegetables and herbs.
Absolutely.
And stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a lawn is we won't get too deep into that because we could have a long
It's a
conversation
travesty.
about that. But lawns are
It's an ego
lawns
trip.
are sad.
It's an ego trip.
When you could have at the very least, just local flowers for the
Please.
bees.
With the wildflowers. Get your own.
Just let 'em
bee,
grow,
Get your
yeah.
own honey. Do
Right.
all of that, bro.
But
Like,
it was cool that you mentioned that. Sometimes the hemp plants can have buds that do test at a high enough THC level.
right. To be considered.
Right. And
Not
that's
by me.
Right. Yeah. Right. So,
If I light it up and put it on
Yeah,
fire.
like people don't know that like
Straight up.
people don't know that like the stuff that we smoke, the marijuana that we smoke,
Yeah.
came from like the Hindu Kush Mountains, originates out there. A strain of hemp that was grown and, coaxed into being psychoactive
Yeah, who did
by those
that?
people, but
Who did that?
they were helped, by the Earth Mother,
Yeah, who
but
did
I
that?
I think it's cool because there's these things in history where they say that people smoked hemp, like they said that clay pipes found outside of Shakespeare's house on Stratford upon Avon had traces of hemp in them.
Oh, word.
So,
Okay.
I think that people, like you said, hemp has been everywhere. It's been
Yeah.
super prevalent. And I think people every once in a while would be like, oh, this is a little treat.
Yeah, I mean,
And kind of that's kind of where we.
I wonder how they did a
where we
lot of things
started.
with these plants.
But that's why people, pot historians, I guess now are starting to say like, hey, maybe this has been a part of our culture, way longer than just
most
20,
definitely.
30, 40 years.
Come on now. We have, I think, 12 major nervous systems, and one of them is the cannabinoid system.
Yeah.
So, and it all lines up to that. So,
Yeah.
all of these properties from this plant bond to that system. So, all of your systems are the only thing your body is.
Right.
So, why wouldn't you use the plants and things that enhance
Right.
that? So, it doesn't, other than that, that's simple. You know what I mean? That's simple understanding of just life and working with life. These are plants. Like, we've been trying to imitate plants in every medicine that's created through Western medicine.
True.
All they're doing is studying plants and trying to figure out how to go in a lab, do what this plant does, and sell it to you.
That's true.
So, do
I
what
mean,
you do as
yeah.
you wish. You know what I mean? I like to help people even who are on medications and things to get healthy. I encourage them to incorporate more plants into their diet, and they may see some change, or it may aid and assist the medication that they're taking. You know what I mean? I don't necessarily say that all Western medicine is bad or anything like that, but being your healthiest self allows for anything you're trying to do to work out better. You
Absolutely.
know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So don't just sit and keep doing the same thing and then just think that you popping these pills are about to stop this from progressing.
Right.
Like, that's not
right.
about to happen. Like, you can zap yourself all you want. Cancer might come back.
Right.
It might be in that stuff you're consuming, putting on your skin,
True.
dressing in, you know what I mean? It
Yeah.
that all might be deodorant. All of that might be what's you're putting in your body that was foreign substances.
Right.
Nobody used before. Like,
Exactly.
people fail to realize that we were here. We were here before all of this was actually put
long
into
time.
place. Yeah,
Yeah,
long
for a
time.
long time.
Before that.
We've even looked like this for a long time.
Yes.
Even before we were growing grains, before we were cultivating animals. We
Yes.
looked like this, and we were hairless, and we were running around, and we didn't have any problems.
No, we didn't.
We had different
Less
problems.
We had less problems.
Different problems, but
Different, but
they
there's
were
less.
They
The
were
more
and they were
distractions, the more
simpler.
problems.
and they were much simpler.
Yes, right.
What am I going to eat? Where am I going to stay?
Come on, man. That's
Like,
all.
you
And you
know.
don't even have to really worry about that because the plants grow.
They're there. They're there for you. They provide for you. I think that's a beautiful point. That's a great point. And we got there through hemp. And I think people don't understand because of the kind of the way that we vilified marijuana, and then through marijuana hemp in this country.
Yeah.
It's like you said, farmers were required to grow hemp because it was so important to not just the production of rope, but all these other things. And now, the hemp is not grown hardly at all in this country,
No.
at the level that it could be and should be.
As I ride down here,
Right.
that's all I look at is
Right.
land. I'm like, man, wish I could just go throw some seeds down.
Yeah, because I mean,
Ton of it.
even the term hemp has been pulled into this, embargo on marijuana,
Yeah,
and just
yeah.
hemp is a very different thing.
But I mean, after you see, us interacting or people interacting in general that smoke herb, you shouldn't really
Yeah.
believe someone who's saying something else. Just look with your own
Absolutely.
eyes. You think a little harder. Like, nobody's fighting off marijuana. Nobody's doing any of that.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're chilling.
Right.
Bro, we're chilling. I might take my shoes off and
Yeah.
sit in the grass.
That's it. I mean,
And roll some grass. You know what I mean? It's
God
about,
forbid, right?
it's about as much as I'm going to do with you. You know what
God
I mean?
forbid,
Look, we got a
right?
problem. Let's sit down, man. Let's talk about it.
Yes.
straight,
Yes.
straight up. So,
Let's talk it out.
But you know what I mean? I don't know how you vilify that. It's been so long and so many years of information and publications and all of that nonsense to have some terrible programming going on.
Right.
So, and again, back to the CPU of the brain, you can program it to believe anything.
Right.
So I chose to actually go experience it. My experience with marijuana at a young age was that my dad couldn't afford the medicine for his brain tumor. he resorted to the marijuana. That's all he did. They left a golf ball size malignant brain tumor on the emotional part of his brain. 8 years later, I come back. He goes to VA hospital after just smoking herb for the last 6 years, and all they find is a scar on his brain at this time. And you did the highest level of radiation and chemo in 96. You had my dad's head fried to pieces.
Yeah.
Halos, screws in his head. I'm 10 years old looking at this, and then you can't even stop. You can just stop it from growing, and then what? Nothing. You leave it there, and then the herb was the thing that kills it.
They took
Get
it
the
away.
fuck out of here, man.
That's
Come
it.
on.
That's it.
Come on, man. Stop.
That's all you needed
know what
to
I mean?
say.
Yeah.
Hey, go to do the treatments, but don't forget the plants at the same time.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right,
The herb
right.
can help assist with your appetite, with your uncomfortability, your pains and stress levels. And then you can do whatever other treatments you want to do as well to incorporate. But, don't leave all the plants. Don't leave God out the whole thing.
Absolutely.
Now, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Straight up.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's do it. Let's break.
We've hit our breather.
Yeah, that's our breather.
Yeah, I'm going to go breathe.
Thank God, I got to piss.
Guys, that was an excellent first half of the episode, but we are back with tonight's musical guest, of course, our good friend NMB Dan, and he's got another musical offering for us tonight. This is his single, Low. So I'll get out of the way, and you guys enjoy.
Stop, watch him get low. Switching the beam, he get dropped with this pole. I'm hot, you already know. NMB down way too out of control. Cops, damn, always patrol. Feds on my ass, I can't do no parole. Like what? Bitch, know your role. You in and you out, then you taking a stroll. Shit snap, you know I be blasting. It's time to find out if you really about action. You flexing for thought, distraction. We all about money, you doing some macking. Headshot, tops I be cracking. You come in my lane, I'm on mother, I'm hacking. Too hot, these niggas too flashy. These bullets stay tucked, you not doing no jacking. Know I'm teed up when I hop out that V65 with a take, boy, you know who it be. My wrist kinda hot, so I copped the Philippe. Shipping on Lexus, Pop gave me the key on me. She shaking her ass like a pig. I'm dogging these bitches, I put that on Vic. Bitch, you already know that I'm lit. Me and this Glock is like Kelsey and Swift. Carter that's lacking, you know that we froze up. No, we keep post up, spin like a donut. She a demon, I know that she so sucks. She don't give no fucks, got a man, so what? Me and Sack Nick Bosa, all black rover, bro, hot like a toaster. That bitch, we already know her. She eat it like coach and a hoe like a gopher. Stop, watch him get low. Switching the beam, he get dropped with this pole. I'm hot, you already know. NMB down way too out of control. Cops, damn, always patrol. Feds on my ass, I can't do no parole. Like what? Bitch, know your role. You in and you out, then you taking a stroll. Shit snap, you know I be blasting. It's time to find out if you really about action. You flexing for thought, distraction. We all about money, you doing some macking. Headshot, tops I be cracking. You come in my lane, I'm on mother, I'm hacking. Too hot, these niggas too flashy. This polo stay tucked, you not doing no jacking. We fucking your bitch till her throat bleed. Got her on both knees, she don't charge no fees. Tell a bitch, never approach me, can smell like a dope fiend. I let this post sing. 2 chops, we fuck your whole team up. I'll spray the scene up, switch on the Nina. Hands up, we shoot his friends say he dancing merengue, got chops like a sensei. Too much hair, I can never wear a dad hat. Got bad aim, so I told nigga pass that. Fake tits, this bitch is a lab rat. Always gon' pass that, deep in my backpack. I got the look from a Snapchat. We on demon time, but we bust out a scat pack. Like damn, this chalk get to dumping. Bust a nigga head top just like a pumpkin. Like damn, we know that you bluffing. They met us bluffing, he never shoot enough. Say what? Damn, this shit is too easy. Pockets stay greedy, they'll never deceive. Say what? Like damn, this act got me leaning. I think that I'm fiending. Purse got me tweaking. Like damn, this act got me leaning. I think that I'm fiending. Purse got me tweaking. Stop. Watch him get low, switching the beam, he get dropped with this pole. I'm hot, you already know, and the beat down way too out of control. Cops, damn, always patrol. Feds on my ass, I can't do no parole. Like what? Bitch, know your role. You in and you out, then you taking a stroke.
Absolutely. What? Yes. Maybe some fucking noise. Brought the energy down here. You were right, dude. You said that one was your fucking "Do It in the Shower" song. That I could tell, man. That's got some energy to it, dude.
Do it in the shower.
So, hey, let everybody know where they can find the music at. So the first song not released, but this one's out on streaming platforms. So let everybody know where to go.
Yeah, so first song's unreleased, but you can find Low on Apple Music, Spotify, all streaming platforms under NMB Dan, all caps, NMB space DAN. That's where you can find me.
That's it, and it's simple,
Very
simple,
very
guys.
Simple, very simple.
And we appreciate Don coming out here doing the musical guest thing. Absolutely a Klean Studios staple and somebody that you got to keep your eye on here because this, I seriously, this is his year. So,
Let's hope.
Get a front row seat. But guys, stay tuned. We got another whole half of an episode for you. And guys, B&G. We're back. We're back from the break. We are back from the break.
enough.
We had an absolutely incredible performance from NMB Dan.
Yeah.
Give me some crowd noise for him. Some love.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, sounded great. But
a year? You say you've been doing that for a year?
he's been doing it for a year. Yeah, just about.
man.
Am I right? Yeah, he started beginning of last year.
Yeah, roughly.
Maybe a year and a half.
More seriously, yeah.
Yeah, he's just started taking it seriously and is kind of he's a
taking off.
workhorse, dude.
that's
He's a
what's up.
workhorse.
Yeah, I like him.
But absolutely a phenomenal musical guest. But we're back here with our talking guest for the afternoon. This is Wellness Wayne, of course. We kind of left off talking about kind of hemp products and wellness products, kind of incorporating, plant-based products in your life. And, you brought us kind of a plant-based product to talk about. So let's get into that.
All right. Well, my partner and I and, a multitude of other moving parts came together and, formulated a non-alcoholic champagne with the THC infused. So it's kind of like they just opened the consumption laws in California, so you can have public consumption, like restaurants or something like that, but you can't have alcohol on the premises or tobacco. You can't even roll your herb in tobacco. Ain't no woods going on around here.
Right.
Smoking planes around here.
Purely cannabis.
Made out of hemp.
Yeah.
Made out of hemp.
Yeah.
So, so we worked together. I gave my suggestions from a wellness standpoint about what I would like to consume.
Yeah.
And I think they did a really good job with it through the formulation. It only has some organic sugar in it. I think it's only like 5 ingredients in it. So really good, low sugar content. Most edibles and things have a lot of sugar.
Right. Candy,
content.
cookies.
So, when I was doing my gift giving in DC for a while, I just didn't carry a lot of the edibles because that's what it was. It was just, sugar.
Yeah.
High fructose corn syrup,
Absolutely.
things like that. So glucose and
Gummies and stuff,
colorings and
yeah.
all of these other things. So I just can't carry them for a lot of clientele that I have. A lot of my patients, they, are on medications or things that these colors are known to, interfere with how your body works.
Yeah.
So we try to keep all of those things out of this, and I think we did a damn good job. So the can is really cool. It's resealable. Working on a glass bottle for maybe the club or something.
Hell yeah,
Pop
dude,
bottles
that'd be
in the
awesome.
club, a wedding or something.
Right.
So there's some people that are getting out of consuming alcohol. Nothing against if that's, what you like to do. I do it on occasion, but now I do it a lot less. So I would like to have, something on occasion when other people are having their libations. I just want something like that. I could, especially when I'm inside and I can't, smoke.
Absolutely. No, this is something that I'm really excited about. A space that I'm really like.
Yep, I'm diving in.
I think that people don't think about, is kind of like an alternative to liquor-based cocktails that still gives you a buzz, but it, it's a very different buzz, and something, like you said, that's got very few ingredients, but is still kind of, holistic, it's good.
In a sense, yeah.
Absolutely.
So, if you're trying to,
can we get a close-up, Will? Can we do a little close-up of this can? Because I really do
that
like
one
the
got
design on
something
this.
on it right there.
Talk to me about this here.
You can wipe that off.
Let's see. So Chronic Life Bubbly is the name. Let's get a quick close-up right here.
No artificial
Guys.
colors. We got the social media up there.
Great branding here. I love good branding. This is a nice can.
We actually gonna have another label come. This is one
Check
of the
them
first.
out. Social media.
Y'all have one of the first.
One of the first runs of the cans, guys.
Yeah. So we got a different label coming in. This is the gelato strain right here. So
Very cool.
you can see 10 milligrams of THC, and we did have quite a bit of things to jump through, hoops and things.
Of course.
But it was
I would imagine,
it was
yeah.
worth it.
But the hoops
In the
were jumped
end,
through.
Yes, the hoops were jumped through.
That's
so you gotta.
awesome.
These cans are pretty cool because they're resellable.
I love the resealable.
That's cool.
That's a wave now. That's a wave. I've seen that on some other
So-
drinks.
So, and then we
You see,
slide.
they
to
pop pretty
open.
good. Yeah,
They do. That's a nice pop.
Okay, hell
Nice
yeah, let's
open.
go.
Let's see. Let's get a
Slide
nice
that
pour
thing
here.
back.
And it does have a nice satisfying champagne look to it.
It does actually, without all of those artificial
Yeah.
colors and other things.
Take a peek.
Smells
Kind of a
good.
champagne.
The whole deal. The sealable can. Can't forget about that. Put it back on ice.
Back on the ice. You guys, this looks refreshing, delicious.
Cheers, cheers, cheers,
Cheers.
cheers,
Cheers to the
Hold on,
guy.
to Chronic
Cheers.
Life Bubbly.
Cheers to Chronic Life Bubbly.
I'm telling no biscuits and gravy.
Hey, cheers to
Yeah.
things happening for a reason down here in Klean
Yeah,
Studios.
yeah, I like that. Biscuits and gravy and Chronic Life
All right, let's
Bubbly.
try it. Let's try it. Let's try it. Now this shit's good.
That's refreshing. That's really refreshing. I like that very much.
Got that little bit of sweetness that I need.
Little
Just
taste
a
of
little,
saying,
sweetness.
you know what I'm saying?
I mean? We didn't use a lot. Organic sugar.
It's good.
That's a light champagne.
I would
you know
not
what I mean?
bullshit
can-
you neither. I
That's
like it.
very drinkable. That's very drinkable. I like
It
that
doesn't
very
taste
much.
like, it doesn't taste like marijuana or anything
No.
like
No,
that.
no.
No, it doesn't have any kind of.
I know I was giving it a smell too, like the smell, like it smells like it's gonna be pretty sweet, but it's not.
No, it's
like
got a
very,
really
very,
nice
very
kinda
light, very light.
fruity smell.
It's incredible, man.
God,
Shout
that
out,
is
shout out
really-
Wellness Wayne.
that's really
Wellness
well
Wayne.
done.
Nah, shout out to my partners, man. Shout out to God. God is good. My partner Mustafa is out in California doing really big things. So
Right.
I'm just happy that we've been able to build a rapport enough that he would include me in some of his ideas, and he's now aiding and assisting some other ideas that I have that are outlandish. You know what
Oh,
I
wow.
mean? So I
Awesome.
thank him for incorporating me in. So
Yeah.
we're gonna do big things. You know what I mean? I'm gonna head the East Coast expansion when laws are changed and things like
Yeah.
that. But we're creating an actual CBD version right now in formulation. So we will have those in tobacco stores, hopefully golf courses, and things like that. Anywhere you would find a CBD product, we would like to be on the shelf there or have a refrigerator set up
Yeah.
with the Chronic Life Bubbly.
There you
on
go,
it, you know what I
yeah.
mean? Right next to the Monster drink. Something a little healthier for you. You know what I
Dude,
mean?
I could see this just being a great golf course drink too, dude.
I've
Keeping that in
already
the
had-
cooler on the
yeah,
golf
yeah,
course.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that
Yes,
would be good
sir.
for that. The reseal is good.
Yeah, talk to
The
me
reseal's
about
perfect.
the dosage and kind of what people can expect as far as like how long it
Okay,
takes
it's
to
10
kind of take effect.
milligrams. So, I mean, everyone's different.
Yeah.
So we know that with everything. So, it's gonna take a little while. If you've been already dabbling in herb for the day, you might not even feel much effect, but you're not gonna have the urge to want to smoke again,
Right.
Or vape, or do whatever it is, dab, whatever
Yeah.
it is that you're doing to consume or eat another edible. So I've not smoked any herb and just drank one of those in a round of golf, and it was nice for the 4 hours. I didn't have an urge to hit any herb or think I needed any. So it was a good vibe for me. So like I said, each his own. You said your tolerance isn't as high, so I
Nope.
would say, one glass, a small glass. You have another, glass in there, probably in the can. So we're gonna pass that along to some other
Next to the
folks.
studio to be safe. Safety first.
So Maxwell can get a dabble and everyone else here. So again, I think it will take just like any other edible, pretty much. I guess there's less to break down, so I couldn't really tell you the exact time. And again,
It's
I would be
different for
shooting in the
everybody,
dark,
right,
you
yeah.
know what I mean? So it could be 10, 30 minutes. It could be 45.
Yeah, Absolutely.
But you drink one glass, you hang out and chill on it. No need to
Kinda
guzzle
like
it.
champagne,
Yeah,
right,
it might, unless you're really getting turned up or something. That's what
Again,
people go through some champagne.
Yeah.
But I'm not trying to really get turned up, because turned up on marijuana has you turned off.
Right,
Sleeping
exactly.
somewhere.
You
so,
will go to sleep.
Yeah, you just
Yeah.
gonna be hanging out by yourself. But that guy, he did a little bit too much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're
You
not
wake
putting
up-
this in your beer funnel.
Yeah.
But it definitely.
Cat Williams said you're gonna wake up and be hungry enough to eat everything in the So that's about as far as it's gonna go.
I think this is a really cool alternative for people. And I think once we start to see this more and more out here, it's going to be really popular. And I think not just, the drinks that you could go and get from the store, but like also, like you're saying, the restaurants and the spaces where you can consume,
Mm-hmm.
cannabis products, whether it's infused food or infused cocktails. It's just a completely different space. And I
Yeah,
think it's really
California's
exciting.
leading the way in that
Yeah.
right now. So it's really cool to see how they're experiencing and how, it's contradictory to what, our Virginia governor has said, about people consuming marijuana, how it has all of these alternative effects.
Yeah.
They're not reporting that from there. I doubt they would continue pushing the bar forward. I doubt Amsterdam would have been consuming this long if it was that dangerous in a place where all of these people are on bikes, and that's
Right,
not
yeah.
what's that's not
Right,
what's
right,
I
happening.
mean, it's the biggest biking city in the world. Yeah,
That's
I
not
mean,
what's
like,
happening.
And they don't have a lot of bike
That was one of
wrecks,
my
you know?
favorite places to go as
Really?
well. Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
love to go to Amsterdam.
Yeah, that was fun.
I think
that was
that's
fun.
a
I drove
cool-
there from Hamburg, Germany.
Awesome.
You know, I was dating a young lady there, a beautiful young lady, and we traveled and went there for New Year's. So that was a great experience. Like they did fireworks all over
Yeah.
the city for hours. I'm talking about
That's awesome.
3, 4, 5 hours of nothing but fireworks all around the city.
Sheesh.
And we're across from Anne Frank's house when the ball drops, and
Wow.
we got little personal bottles of champagne. And you know what? I wish I had some Chronic Life bubbly. You know what I'm saying?
That's it, man. Some Chronic
Somebody
Life.
should have had a
Chronic
shout
Life
out to
bubbly.
Amsterdam. Hey, look, we coming soon. So
Yeah.
hopefully they'll be able to carry our product out there real soon. So that would be nice.
That's awesome.
I wish I could get this shit now.
That's really cool.
Yeah, no, we gotta wait, man. You
I
know,
know.
just be happy. Look.
Be patient.
Look,
I-
come
you
on,
know,
now,
we're
man.
trying,
It's a little bit
we're
like
trying
life.
it beforehand.
again,
I mean,
you
how you know how
know,
amazing that is?
Yeah,
This is
That's
an
awesome.
episode of sneak peeks. We got a sneak peek from NMB Dan, and this is kind of a sneak peek of what'll be coming
Right?
to this area
Pretty cool.
soon.
Pretty
And
cool.
that we
It's fun.
we got to talk to somebody that's kind of it's cool. I mean, this is pioneering, into a different space.
It is. We're one of the first, if not the first, with an actual formulation ready to go to market.
Yeah.
The distribution connection that we have is a guy that used to be with Anheuser-Busch. So
Awesome.
that's really cool to have them on board. Mustafa's great and all of his business and all of the things that he's building. They have a lot of land in Humboldt County, so they do a lot of great things out there. So I'm excited to see where this project is going to go and how we're going to be able to utilize and move in this space to help kind of what's the word?
Normalize.
Yeah, normalize the non-alcoholic
Right.
beverage consumption while being in the company of others and hanging out
That's
and
it.
chilling and see how that intermingles with everything.
Still having your beverage, you know.
Yeah,
You can be California sober, as they like to call it. You know?
Aren't there like there's a mock beer and
Yeah, they got mocktails and everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
they got
yeah.
they have
Oh,
fake
yeah.
whiskey. They got. I mean, it tastes like whiskey. No content.
What?
Yeah, people make fake cocktails, dude. They got a whole culture of it. Yeah, it's cool to give people options. I think, especially.
Yeah, I believe so. I just
people
never
who-
heard of that. I wouldn't
Yeah.
even know. My brain can't even
I can't even
formulate
think
how
about
it would
right?
be.
Yeah, no, I can't. I can't even think about a zero alcohol beer. It's like
True.
You
true.
probably wouldn't know though if I served it to you.
that's
in a
what
glass,
I'm saying.
In a glass.
That's what I'm saying. It's like the
You know that placebo effect,
the
man.
scene in Wolf of Wall Street where
Placebo
he's
effect.
like, but you can drink like a bunch of them and you feel
Yeah,
like
yeah,
something,
yeah.
right? And he's like, no, man, like no alcohol in them. He's like, what the fuck are you doing that?
What's the point?
No, people will
No,
figure
it's
out
true,
the point
it's
though,
true.
I
eventually.
mean, you kind of just want to, like, I kind of call it mind fucking yourself.
Yeah.
what
Yeah,
I mean,
straight
at some
up.
point. So some people don't go out in public because they are trying to kick the alcohol.
Yeah.
Right,
Or
right.
they just don't like the environment of how the intensity picks up as the night goes along
Absolutely.
with alcohol. So, and people stray away from those environments. I want to go out late night to a late night T-bar.
Yeah.
That's coming soon too. We gonna
Hey.
get that cracking where you can have, a nice environment,
Yeah.
where people are chilling, and nobody's like, they didn't come here to turn up and get crazy. They came out here to enjoy the evening. You might have 1, 2, maybe 3 drinks, and you're having conversations and things and building. So
Yeah.
trying to have some space like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Time to share with the crew.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do
Pioneer.
that.
Oh yeah. Get everybody else behind the camera involved.
Yeah, so this is the baby right now. Actually, it's actually starting to get legs to
Yeah.
move. So,
Yeah.
I like to cheers.
It's like you said, the hoops have been jumped through, which I think is a testament because not a lot of people make it through those stages.
Pretty good, isn't it?
Isn't that good, dude? Isn't that
bomb.
good,
Yeah.
man?
Yeah.
Isn't that wild?
Hey, okay.
Dude, that is.
They don't call him
really
Wellness
awesome.
Wayne for nothing.
That's what I'm saying.
What is the flavor?
This is the gelato strain. Okay. But it's carbonated water.
There's like no ingredients,
Organic
bro.
cane sugar, natural flavors, caramel color, citric acid, and THC extract, and that's it.
It's really good.
Keep it simple.
Yeah.
Will, get a sip of that, brother.
You want to try it?
Get a sip. Get a sip.
Yeah, it ain't gonna do nothing to you. It's just gonna give you a
tasty.
flavor.
It's tasty, man.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. It's tasty. It's tasty, dude. I think that
That's pretty good, right?
It excites me, man. The possibilities
Very
excite me.
cool.
You know,
Very
and-
cool.
And I,
No,
No, that's you, bro.
Yeah. That's you.
Do you want
Take
this
that
back?
with
He was
you.
gonna be mad if I said yeah.
Klean is like that friend that's like, you want the last bite? And
That's
you,
why I
you
pointed-
know
Like,
you're
I
supposed to
have-
say no.
That's why I pointed at you.
I didn't know how many to bring. I brought the last 5 that I had. I kind of had maybe 1 or 2 people to drop the other ones too. I wanted to bring them all
Dude,
in.
thank you for this gift.
Yeah,
Seriously,
yeah,
we
this is-
appreciate you,
It
man.
worked
We
out
really
perfectly. I had them in my
appreciate it,
bag. You know what I mean?
This
I didn't
is-
even know this was gonna. It's impromptu. So you know,
Dude, I can't thank you enough. This is awesome. Like
This is incredible.
And again, I think it's something that's going to come to Virginia very soon, and it's something that's going to be
in the
kinda
CBD
really exciting.
version, yeah, that's gonna
Yeah.
be here real soon. I have a feeling that since we've already gone through this process,
Right.
that process is gonna be a lot more streamlined. So then we'll be able to have that. We already know the bottle and things of that nature
Yeah.
that we had to work through. You have to do like a stress test or kind of like speed up time by adding elements outside and see if the product inside ends up changing
Yeah.
its content.
Yeah.
So a lot of that was done. We ran through some issues with the people who were supplying the actual THC that we were going to use. So we had to find and certify another person for that, vet people. So, you know, life is all about, for me, life is about the actual process. You know what I mean? It's about the whole journey of it, not actually the end product. We learned a lot of things. What I was talking about with being uncomfortable and comfortable. You know, at some point it's going to get to a comfortable point where it's just, you know, rolling. We got distribution centers set up and
Absolutely.
all of those type of things happen. But, you know, learning the process now, you know, that's where you learned everything.
Yeah.
So that's like what you take with you and you know, you get to see where you're at, how you handle things and certain. So it's beautiful. So I'm very much pleased. Yeah.
Awesome. Dude, I can't wait until I'm popping a bottle of Chronic Life Bubbly to celebrate, you know, special occasions. That's exactly.
I'm telling you.
Shake it. Dude, that's it. That's it. It'll
crazy.
be it'll be, you know, give me a bottle of Chronic Life.
I know.
Federal lines are down.
No, I'm ready to see it in stores and everything,
I'm
man.
excited, man. Thank you for bringing that to us, man. That's
Yeah,
so
no
this
problem.
is
Glad-
what you've been working on. This is part of the this is part of the wellness thing.
That's we have a lot of things
Yeah.
that we're working on. That is
It's just a
that
little
is
part of it.
piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
So you know, I mentioned about the land in Ghana and the hemp project and the wellness center, and we're trying to do some things in the digital space. So working on those things, and I just added financial wellness to the holistic wellness thing due to statistics showing how people get sick based off of finances, whether or not you can afford organic or you can't afford to go these alternative routes. You know, that's a really big topic. And they've been doing statistics on how much money people are actually spending geared towards their health. And it has increased since the pandemic tremendously. So the trajectory of the health and wellness space is astronomical. So I'm really excited about that as well, because I've, you know, been, like I said, meditating on this well before it actually took this turn.
Yeah.
I was already doing this
You were ready.
thing. So yeah,
happens
thank
for a
God I'm
reason.
prepared. Yeah,
That's
you
it.
move, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When information, but if I, like we were talking, I don't know if we were off, but if you just sit on where you're at
Yeah.
and never, you know, navigate out to get new information and plug things into your brain, then you really don't know how to analyze life in a complete sense. You just have a small perspective on what's going on. So, and that's kind of tough for you and everybody around you.
That's
honestly.
it. That's it.
Yeah,
Straight up.
absolutely.
That makes it hard to
Yeah.
communicate, you know, when you
Yeah.
got those kind of limited perspectives. you know.
For sure.
I think we strayed away from that.
But yeah, man, there's, you know, a lot of projects I named that, you know, there's just business,
Yeah.
you know. So as usual for me, you know, the financial wellness thing though has been a real eye opener for me. I didn't really know much in that area. I don't come from an area that really gets that type of information, or families have been involved in and knowing tax breaks and life insurance and annuities and structuring businesses. So I'm learning how to structure my business and whatnot in the best way, as far as growth potential. So, you know, somebody just told me recently, they asked this, he's in the business that I'm in, and they asked him what does he do for a living? And he said, I help people grow their money risk-free and tax-free. He said two things that everybody wants but nobody talks about.
Well put. Well put.
And I thought that was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And then to show people tax laws that were created from 1913 and show them how to utilize them and how to build their businesses and how to secure their life and help secure their families and things like that is something crazy. I didn't expect that to come either. You know, I was asked to come into that. I was recruited into that based on me getting my first life insurance policy from a financial advisor.
Yeah.
So turned out to be a beautiful thing and a journey.
Right.
So I ended up passing the test and getting licensed to be a life insurance and annuities agent. So that was something that I just added to the repertoire just recently.
Yeah.
Diversifying
Yeah.
the portfolio.
Absolutely.
Just a
trying to
renaissance
get to
to
it.
it.
So,
Yeah, just do it.
you know,
Just
y'all
different
said
hats.
something about me checking on. He said trading stocks on crypto. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, checking up on that. So
Does it all.
Yeah, just learning and growing, man. Plugging in, it's just information. So yeah, I like to
Absolutely.
get in front of it all. So,
Absolutely.
Dude, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we are kind of a little bit of music podcast, and I wanted to kind of ask you. I know you make a little bit of music.
Yeah.
Talk to me kind of about what kind of music you like.
The music that I like now is just good vibrational music. You know, I listen to it's Bob Marley. One
Yep.
Love movie just came out. I listen to Bob Marley every day. It's one of the people that I listen to when I play golf.
Need to see that.
To keep my tempo right. Yeah, you gotta see.
I
it.
gotta see it.
You gotta see.
Looks
it,
so
man.
good.
Yeah, it's really good. You know, it
Yeah,
might-
we gotta go see.
yeah,
that.
it's hard.
really
It's
cool.
hard for a lot of people to understand the accent.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
if you pay attention, like you get a lot, and then you get just a small piece of his life, but it was an intense part of his life. He did
Right,
a lot
okay.
in that period,
Mhm.
you know. So it's a beautiful spotlight on a piece of Bob Marley's life. Doesn't touch the whole aspect of it and what it's still doing, you know,
Yeah.
just by having a certain vibration that emanates all the way across
Right.
all waves and breaks all language barriers, things of that
Right,
nature.
right.
Just preaching and singing about love and doing things of that nature. You operate instruments on 432 hertz. You know,
Right,
we're
right.
talking about vibrations. So that's pretty much the music that I enjoy the most now. Things that make my body feel good. Learning about vibrations more, studying sound, light, and all of that. You know, I'm starting to realize what is actually music.
Yeah.
So the music that I made when I was younger is, what I was listening to, hip hop, rap. I enjoyed that. I listened to a lot of artists at the time, and I just don't really listen to too many now.
Yeah.
I was just listening to St. John in the
Yeah.
car.
St.
so-
John's
like
great.
St. John.
yeah. So that was cool. I like his vibe. You know what I mean? I'm a really big J. Cole fan.
Yeah.
I like Kendrick a
Absolutely.
lot. So
Absolutely.
really I was, really like Lupe Fiasco, things like that when I listen to hip hop.
Shout
Oh
out
my
Lupe.
goodness.
Shout out Lupe.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
His album, The
dude.
Cool, was in like my top
man.
like
People
10,
I feel
15 or
like
so
the
ever.
kids don't know
Yeah.
about Lupe, dude.
No, they don't.
Now I'm old
you
enough to
know?
say that now, but the
Yeah.
kids don't
The
know
children,
about
the
Lupe,
children.
dude.
Old Lupe is crazy.
It's
Yeah,
insane, man.
Lupe and
He's
I mean his
good, man.
the way he puts together, words and helps drive home
Absolutely.
a message and things. It's really cool to see and hear somebody and know that they wrote this or
Yeah.
thought this way and were able to articulate that to people in a way that you could listen to it and
Yeah.
enjoy it. So I like that. I'm not really too much into. I'm a little older now, so I'm not into the too much of the drill music and
Right,
all of
right,
that.
right.
I listen to Sade.
Yeah.
When I'm on a golf course. So again, tempo music. I play golf
Absolutely.
4 days a week. So
Wow.
you asked me
Yeah,
before
yeah,
why I'm
yeah.
good. I play golf a lot.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's my that's one of the meditation tools that I use. So but that's what I'm listening to most of the time during
Nice.
that. So I like to think that very much diversified with my music listening to and enjoying. So my dad listened to a lot of music. So I used to get out my crib when I was a baby and turn on the stereo and sit on the couch and do this. And
That's
listen to music.
awesome.
I wore out the cushion on the back.
That's
of the
an
couch,
awesome
you know what I
story.
mean? Yeah. So music been with me. I love music. I love a lot of genres. I don't really tend to think and pick any one particular.
Yeah.
I like listening to Jimi Hendrix for a while. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
I'll indulge in that for a few days. And then I'll just move on to another artist
Yeah,
and I'll just
yeah.
sit with them for a while. I just press play on the
Yeah.
iTunes on their name and just let all of their songs play. So That's pretty much where I'm at now with,
Yeah.
with
Wow.
music.
Like
Yeah.
you said, whatever makes your body feel good.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's I think people listen to a lot of music that makes them feel very bad sometimes. And maybe there's a little bit of value to sad songs, but I really don't. I don't like music that makes me feel bad.
So you know what I've learned about the vibration and the repetitiveness and doing things over music and vibrations is that we are intricate beings that pick up on vibrations, and if you repeat these words, these are, no matter if you're listening to it that way or it's just a joke, if you say it or think it or keep saying it, your body receives those things, you know what I mean? So then it kind of designs your environment, and that's why the kids that are in the hood do what they do. They rap about certain things and instances that they've been hearing repetitively or seeing actually in their environment, because the ones before them have done the same thing. So I know a lot about the music. I know that the hertz were changed on the vibrations, you know what I mean? It's set to something different. It's not 432 hertz anymore. So when I sleep, I listen to the frequencies. I listen to 528 hertz, 432, 639, 999. I just play them all. I find one that hits, like, and I can feel throughout my body, and I go to sleep and let that do what it do. I'm using the music for
that's really interesting. Yeah.
else, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So you're kind of
cool.
aligning yourself with like a vibrational frequency.
Because that's where I'm trying to be at.
Yeah.
That's where I want my environment to be. That's where I want my friends to be, my family to be. I want them all to be on a higher level, looking down at the lower level shit, not in disgust or in hate, but to see how far we've come and moved on, you know what I mean? From different ideal systems that design your entire existence. Like, that's what you're doing is because that's what you surround yourself by. You know what I mean? Somebody start talking about shaking ass in a song, then somebody in the room who likes to shake their ass and they house is gonna be doing that
Shaking
in public. You know what I mean? Yeah, straight up. You know what I mean?
Shaking ass, yeah.
But if it creates, it curates the environment. That's how strong music is.
Yeah.
You know, it draws people in. So when you utilize it, you got to utilize that shit correctly. Like, and I don't think that that's being done.
Absolutely not.
Far and few in between. And those artists don't really get played. We talking about Lupe, and, you know, you said most kids don't know, you know.
Yeah.
Children. So it's not being exposed like that.
Yeah.
But, you know, what can you do? You gotta find it. You gotta
That's
seek.
it.
You gotta seek this
That's it.
knowledge.
Yeah,
You know,
you
you
gotta-
gotta go
you gotta-
after it. It's not just gonna be presented to you on a platter
Right.
and pushed out there. It's gonna be how
You got to search.
yeah, it's gonna be how you get it. You know what I mean? So and where you
Exactly.
get it from. So if you get it from the mainstream, you're gonna get it a certain way. If you're from this environment, you're gonna be drawn to this. If you're from the countryside, you might be drawn to bluegrass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're from in between, then you might be drawn to both. So choose wisely, my friend.
Yeah.
Choose wisely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can expand your horizons though in a lot of different ways, which is really cool.
Seek
It's
that
really cool.
discomfort of not knowing. You know,
Absolutely.
seek the discomfort of being in
Come
a,
on,
in a
man.
space where you don't understand. You
Come
know.
on, man. You might learn to
Approach,
understand. You
yeah.
know, and it might be something that you were destined to be around. Might be something that you can incorporate now to what you had before, and you can thrive in. People can cross genres of music all the time by mixing two different things together.
Right,
So
right.
you just learning and growing and painting new pictures, artists. So,
Yeah.
so you know, they borrowing and sampling.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
That's the name of the game. Yeah,
Straight up.
that's the name of the game.
It's all part of it, man. I know, but we've talked about I've talked about music and the vibrations and kind of the significance of that and how it's much deeper than I think we realize. And kind of how it explains why music is so close to religion, throughout all cultures, and the drums, and the resonance.
You can't
and,
change the drum vibration.
Yeah, it's just you have to join it,
Yeah.
But it's like we build these great cathedrals too, and these places of like sound resonance, of where even your voice echoes.
For sure. And the shapes that they put up there actually resonate with your body as well when your eyes see them. So they design the shapes, to be that way as well, because it's all intertwined.
Right.
You know, the music notes, they're all numbers.
To cultivate this divine experience,
man,
a transcendent
man,
experience.
Give it to me now. Give it to me
There
now.
we are.
Come
We're
on,
right
give
there.
it to me now.
And it's like there's no difference. There's no difference than like joining in the choir at church and the music that you listen to, maybe in your car. But you have to listen to the right music. You have to have the right vibration.
it's gonna take you to
Or-
where you're
right,
gonna go. Like
right.
if you're, people that are getting ready to go into a fight in a boxing ring,
Yeah.
they listen to something that's gonna turn them up.
To get them ready,
You know
right?
what I
Yeah,
mean? It's like how you pick your libation.
that's it.
Shouts
Set the
out to Carl,
vibration
what
for the night, right
How
here.
you going? How do you want what are your intentions?
Right.
Set your intentions, and that's what people do without even really consciously thinking about what they're doing.
Yeah.
But they gravitate to certain things based on their mood, or their mood is enticed or is influenced by what they've been surrounding themselves in.
Yeah.
It go vice versa. You really got to pay attention to all this. That's 360 knowledge. You got to really be looking at what's going on, what you're doing, like, and what's your decision making, because your life is designed by your choices,
Right.
past, present, and future. If you can learn to get into meditation and project your future choices, that's where you start to really do some good for yourself. You know what I mean? So people go around in life all the time really not projecting where they actually want to be, but just taking what life gives them every day or what their yesterday decisions did for them. I don't like signing contracts for the future Wellness Wayne without consulting the future Wellness Wayne.
That's it. Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Straight up.
I like that a
You know
lot.
what I mean? So
I like that a lot. Trying to strive to be more intentional, about everything, about the scene, that you set for yourself, the music that you play for yourself, the way that you speak to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a journey for everybody, and I thank you for sharing some wisdom, man. It really is. You've given me some things to go home and think about, man.
I know you were talking about your dad off camera and
Yeah.
how he's influenced you. So, like I said, I really want to meet him. I'm glad, he's instilling certain information into you as well, and you chose this existence with him, and those things are working. And because it seems like he knows what he's talking about.
He's a cool
you know
guy,
what I
man.
mean?
He's a cool guy.
Yeah, for sure.
He's a
So,
very interesting cat. He always likes to tell me, nobody beats us. That's what he likes to say.
they don't. You beat
Nobody
yourself.
beats us. I like that. I just you know
Absolutely.
DTR. He's a
Fantastic man.
Mm-hmm.
he's a
Fantastic man. Great person.
But yeah, bro, you got any questions? I feel like we've just been one-on-one over here.
I'm taking it all in, to be honest with you. I don't know what's going on, but I'm having a good time.
All right, good. As long as that's the basis of the environment, I'm all
Exactly.
good.
I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
I think we found a good vibration down here at Klean Studios.
Yeah, man, it's always a good vibration. when you
That's
come in
absolutely
here,
true.
And
That's
if,
absolutely
It's a good
true.
place to be.
yeah, and if the vibration ain't right, then change it.
That's
Facts.
right.
Facts.
And Max can switch it up. He's got all kinds of upgrades.
He been had it right. It's been good every time.
No.
It was a pleasure. I appreciate y'all having me, man. Come
seriously,
down, yo. Yeah,
thank
it's
you,
been-
man.
it's been
Absolutely,
cool, so.
man.
It has been beyond a pleasure to meet you kind of through Max's orbit and to cross paths with you. It's been awesome.
Yeah. I'm thankful for the same thing. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely we're gonna build from here. So I appreciate the energy from everybody in the whole studio. So it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all got a good thing going, man.
Absolutely.
I'm cheering for
Thank
y'all.
you, man.
for real.
Thank you. We really appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure.
We really appreciate that, guys. This has been another fucking phenomenal episode, Biscuits and Gravy podcast. We have a very cool guest for you. This is not the last you're gonna hear out of Wellness Way, and I'll tell you that much. All right, so these products are coming this way, and so is kind of that lifestyle. The wellness lifestyle, taking it slow, kind of thinking about things, being intentional, finding that self knowledge. So it's cool to kind of to take a break from kind of what we normally talk about and get into some different topics.
Yeah, that's cool. I like to, put my fingerprint where I can put my fingerprint. Hopefully
Absolutely.
it's a good one.
Absolutely.
This ain't a
For
crime
sure.
scene.
For sure. Absolutely.
Very good
man.
message.
No, it's really been a pleasure.
Yeah, I had a good time, man. Appreciate y'all.
So check us out, guys. You know the deal. Show us some love in the comments. Let us know in the comments actually how you like to meditate, kind of the stuff you like to do to kind of find that peace.
And if you
Because
need
I'm looking
help-
for suggestions.
Yeah, if you need help, you can call Wellness Wayne. I'll
Hell
leave
yeah.
my information
Yeah.
for y'all.
We'll throw
anybody
that
need
up.
help,
We'll have that up
do
absolutely.
consultations, and we can get some baseline things in order. So and I can link you with somebody in your area that aids and assists with what you need. So
Absolutely.
it's all
Absolutely.
building. Yeah,
It's all
sharing
about-
information
Yeah, putting people together. Making the right thing happen.
for sure.
Awesome. Guys. We thank you for joining us. It's been amazing. Again, we had NMB Dan join us, musical guest.
Mhm.
But like we always say, find somebody you love, tell them that you love them, and don't be a fucking prick. And we're out.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Guys. I love that shit. Yeah, good vibes.
Aruba, Jamaica. Ooh, I wanna take you
To Bermuda, Bahamas, come on, pretty mama.
I don't know the words.
Key Largo, Montego, baby, why don't we go
Down in Kokomo, we'll get there fast and then we'll
take it slow.
Are we live? I hope we're live.
That's
Okay, good.
where we wanna go. Way down in Kokomo.
That's what I'm talking about.